Hi, welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to be kind of going through a walkthrough. We did get low last night down to about 39, 40 degrees. I don't think we got a frost. We're going to look kind of check things out. I've not been out to the in-ground garden yet. I would come here to show you that here's potatoes. They're growing like crazy, but something is eating on them. I don't know what it is, but I may go ahead and spray, because you see all these little holes here? Okay, so something's eating on them. And when you look underneath, you can't really see anything. I've not seen any bugs. So I know something's eating on them. So what I'm going to do is going to use spinosad. It's pretty safe chemical. It's organic. You know, it's a good general purpose killer. There's no flowers or nothing in these, so I'm not going to be hurting any of the bees or any of that. So that's all I kind of know to do. This is the potatoes that was left over from last year that we planted. Those are some of the potatoes, seed potatoes planted this year. Those are planted later than these. I did plant the squash, and that's the squash there that came, you know, the two that I planted there. They get a little bit of competition, a little bit covered up, but we're also maybe getting some cold, you know, cold weather Monday night, so we'll just see how it goes. 33 to 34 degrees, they keep waffling back and forth. And being this far away, it could go down or it could go up. I do know one thing, 10-day forecasts are lousy, but it seems like the closer they get, the less it changes. So since that's, what, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days out, 4 days out, maybe. Don't know what they're doing. But anyway, we'll go up this way. And now all the, these are the Primark Freedom. They bloom early, they make early, so. And this one here is Primark Freedom also. My Jiu-Jitsu tree is putting on blooms on it too. I was kind of wondering about it earlier. So it's putting blooms all over it. It's looking nice. I did add a little more fertilizer to it. I did that because trying to get rid of those. There's a stinging nettle that you have to watch around here. And I know there should still be some. And it's not the stinging nettle I was used to. When I was growing up, it was a different kind in Central Texas, and you hit it, it hurt for, you know, a couple hours and you'd be okay. This stuff will last for 2 or 3 days. I do notice that once I get stung, I'm more serious about trying to get rid of it than if somebody else gets stung.
It's called mother-in-law's weed.
Mother-in-law's weed? These were in full bloom a few days ago, a couple of days ago. I was going to take a picture of it, never did. But you've seen all the little plums coming out. Now these plums may or may not be fertilized. They may fall down. It's probably going to produce more than what I need, but just letting you know that they're there. And when they get about the size of the nickel, then you know that they're probably going to make it. And then here's the Purple Majesty potatoes here coming up. Yukon Golds are coming up also. And then we got the, now this, I will say this on this garden, I've always had a hard time growing onions over here, so of course I plant them over here. So we'll see, you know, some of them are looking better and some of them are starting to size up a little bit, so maybe that'll be okay. I did add a little bit of ammonium sulfate to them, try to get them to go a little bit better. They do seem to like sulfur, so we'll see how that goes. Now, we are going to be having that low temperature, and you may ask, will these potatoes be okay? They should be. Hopefully, it won't freeze. They can take down about 30 degrees from what I've heard. And if they get bit back some, they'll still come back out and grow. You hope they don't, because it knocks their growth cycle back, but it should be okay. I did take the wheel hoe to lightly till this stuff up here. I still got the wheel hoe out there because I meant to come back and do it.
Some of our chickens over there?
I don't know. I'm not thinking so, because I don't remember that rooster. Well, that's not a rooster though. Who knows? Now here are the tomatoes, and like I say, last night it got low. So I did go ahead and cover these up. I'm going to be taking these off. Now I did go online because, see, I couldn't get everything covered because what happens is some of these plants are already too tall for even the 5-gallon buckets. So I guess I'll get the rest of the stuff out. So I bought these online on Amazon, and they gave you hardly any instructions at all. So I kind of figured out how you do these things. But these are the connectors to connect these things here, which they do not tell you on the instructions. I guess. And then these here are little clamps that you can go over, and what these are for is to go on the frost cloth, and you can go across here. At least I think that's what they're for. That way you can clip it down and clip that from the stuff blowing around. But they say don't go less than 2 foot apart or whatever and all this. What I'm going to be doing is putting 3 of them together.
But I saw the picture of the product you ordered, and it showed an arch.
Yes.
God, I hate that smirk. Well, that's not very big.
That's why I'm using 3. So what you do, you stick this in the ground, and then you go back over here and go on the ground, and then you put your tarp over the top of it. I think 3 is going to be enough. You could go 4. They don't want you to go too much, or you can break this stuff. So if you go too much of a high arch, you can, but that arch is about right. So that'll cover that one. Now I might have to use 4 on some of them. It doesn't hurt to have these covered up for a day or 2. I do take these off because that can get too hot. But this is Big Zac. It's our adult tomato, and it's already got some blooms on it. Now, you may ask why we planted early, or do I regret planting early? No, because look how big this one is. It's a nice big deal. It's going to start putting on fruit. It may not put a whole lot more fruit on than that. I mean, you got a few more, but I've already got a plant that's knee high. If you start over, you're planting on it this high. So I don't regret planting early. It may not work, but I think I can get these things covered up and I'll be okay. So this part I'm pretty confident on. I'm going to uncover all these and let it go for a day or 2. I did have 1 or 2 of them that broke because of the wind blowing them around. I really want to go ahead and get the cages and the Florida weave going, but I've got to cover them, so I can't put the cages up or the T-post up for the Florida weave until we get past the frost. So, you know, one of them down here, I guess I'll show y'all. And like I say, if I had them strung up, it wouldn't have happened. But it did break off. I think the plant itself, you still got 2 leaders coming up here. The problem comes in is whenever you try to do the Florida weave, you know, you put your line through here. Well, your line right now will come right through here. This ain't tall enough. Neither's that one. So that's the problem you get with these. But you know, I would like them all to be like these, all that same size. That way you can put the Florida weave through here and everything look good, nice and all that. But the reason I'm doing that deal too is, you look at this one here. You know, even he's too tall. That one's too tall really for this. So it's, and then I'll come around here and show y'all my bean plants. They're coming up real nice, which is a problem because we're having a frost coming potentially. So that would mean I have to replant. But I don't really have enough covers to cover this also. And then my corn. Now corn supposed you can take down to 30 degrees. That's what I read one time. I don't really believe them. I don't believe everything that I read. But one thing I'll say, the corn did come up really well. Because here's that row here. You got a nice little row of corn there. Nice row of corn there. There's nothing to get to here. So you got 5 rows. That row's a little bit close to those trees, but I think it'll be okay. One problem with having a corn plot here, I got those pears there, and you don't want to fertilize too much for the pears because that can cause fire blight, but the corn needs more fertilizer, so that does get to be a problem. That's one reason I think I got fire blight on these 2 here. Even though they're fire blight resistant, if you get too much growth, spring growth, that causes fire blight. Is that young tender growth, and also blooming can cause fire blight, so just something you really can't do a whole lot about. But as y'all can see, if y'all been looking at the pasture, we're actually starting to get some grass. So I did fertilize the other day. So trying to get all that ryegrass to growing and stuff. And all those white blooms, we always call them dewberries, blackberries, whatever you want to call them. We always said if it ran on the ground when they were dewberries, if they grew up tall, that they were blackberries. That's not necessarily true, but it's a good rule of thumb. Because rules of thumb work really well till they don't. But there's all different kinds of species and stuff in there. You really can't. But dewberries almost always run along the ground, I think. Blackberries can do both. So. And you'll see some of them when you go out in the woods, you see some growing straight up. We always call those blackberries and those others dewberries. So they are, blackberries and dewberries are 2 different plants. But anyway, I guess that's all we're going to be talking about today. Like I say, it didn't a whole lot happen since last time I've been out here, but and this, in case y'all didn't see that video, this is how I plant the corn and the beans. That way I can take the seed, drop it down, and just move it along. That way I ain't got to bend over. And when you get to be over 60, really get to be over 50, you don't really want to bend over any more than you have to. So you just take that seed, sit it down there. It won't jump. A lot of times you try to set the seed, drop it, it'll bounce all over the place. This one you can go all the way to the bottom and then just move it over. Works really well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.